Testing 1 2. Test 1 2. Test. There we go. All right. All right, tape 2. How you doing, folks? Ron Raymond here from the Raymond Report for a Wednesday, Hump Day, August 25th. Hope you guys are having yourself a good start to your day. As always, don't forget, subscribe to our channel by tapping that notification bell in the top right-hand corner, or hit the subscribe button below this video if you are watching on a mobile device. Today's podcast is brought to you by bullpenpicks.com. Anybody can play, anybody can join. You want to follow the top scorers each and every day right here at bullpenpicks.com. In fact, let's take a look at our top scorers right now at bullpenpicks.com, and that is still Gas House Gang, Patrick Klein, 958. We got a new second place leader, Crankster, 374. Craig Franklin is at 827, and there's old Muss, Ed Drake at 802, and those are your top scorers right now at bullpenpicks.com. All right, Lane, how you doing, Lane? Lane's in the house. I'd like to see some new people chiming in here in the bullpen. And folks, don't forget, if you are new to the Raymond Report, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and let us know you're there. Come and say hi and share the information that you might have that we can all benefit. And there's Gloria K's in the house, and appreciate you guys tuning in each and every day right here at the YouTube channel. All right, speaking of the YouTube channel, we are now live on Facebook. This is the first time we are going to be live on Facebook. So if you are watching live on Facebook, there's Peter Garman right there. So you can see these cool little effects courtesy of Streamlabs. So anytime someone is new here on the Rain Report or subscribes, you see the little zombie creature right there. So we'll see how that annoying gets for after a while. But I think we are good and ready to go here on Facebook. So if you are new here to the Raymond Report and you want to watch us live each and every day, we are live each and every day right here, 10:30 Eastern. And all you got to do is subscribe. And once we go live, you can watch it. Or if you missed the live show, it will always be able to see it on our replay. All right, there's Maria. Hey, Maria. We got a lot of new people tuning in today on our Facebook Live. So I guess when you're what's that old saying there, master of none there, there's an old saying something like that, what's that saying? I'm normally good with these one-liners, right? Master of domain, master of none, or something like that. Or anyways, you know what I'm trying to say. I'm sure somebody's going to really correct me here. But when you're doing all your own your audio and your technical stuff, it can get pretty challenging. For some reason, the last couple of days, every time we tune in to the Rain Report, sound like a chipmunk here, like Alvin and the Chipmunks. So hopefully the sound is good. Can you guys hear me all right? And there's Isaiah Moore's in the house. How you doing, Cheeks? So good. Glad to see we got a lot of the veterans tuning in each and every day right here at the Rain Report. Also, if you haven't signed up yet, the World Series of Handicapping season number 10. That's right. We're in season number 10, and hopefully you guys will sign up. It's only $25 to enter, and you make 7 selections each and every week. And once you do make those selections, you rate those selections, 7 units being your strongest play, 1 unit being your weakest, and then at the end of the year, the contest, whoever has the most amount of units wins the contest, wins the ring, $50 in cash. And if you go 7-0 anytime during the contest, you get $50 in cash. So you can see it's always fun. And you know what? It doesn't matter what your win percentage is on this contest. It's all about the Benjamins, right? As long as you have the most units at the end of the day, and you will win the contest. All right, let's take a look at some of the stuff we got going here today. I'm going to take a look at college football real quickly. I'm going to do the CFL computer picks. We got 3 games in the CFL. And then I'm going to break down the Major League Baseball games. We got a lot of games today. We got a couple an afternoon delights. And if you followed our selections yesterday, hopefully you made some money with the Tampa Bay Rays. Tampa Bay has been a really good team to us this year here at the Rain Report. Missed out a bit on our Cincinnati, our upset special, but we cashed in a nice 2-team parlay with our members. So if you go to ATS Stats and you click on Major League Baseball right here or on the top MLB picks, we give a 5-star best bet each and every day. We missed the Washington Marlins over yesterday. Our upset special was Cincinnati, but we did cash with the Chicago White Sox and San Francisco as our 2-team parlay, and we hooked them on the system play of the day. We had the under in the Giants. So, folks, anytime you get a membership now at atsstats.com, you get access to all the picks on those members-only pages. And why not get 20% off using promo code FB21? That's F is in Foxtrot, B is in Bravo, 21, and get 20% off your next membership package. All right, did you guys watch the games last night? You know, one thing I did, I watched a lot of baseball games last night, and the thing that really stood out to me was the amount of problems closers had coming in and shutting the door down, right? Some of them came in, like if you watched that Blue Jay game last night, Hendricks came in the 8th. But, you know, I don't like when closers come in the 8th inning because now you're overworking them, right? And then you saw he struggled. He threw 38 pitches to get the deal done. But Tony La Russa knows what he's doing. But hopefully he didn't, overextended Hendricks. I don't think Hendricks is going to pitch today. I think, what you saw is his best. He might get a rest here tonight. You saw Barnes in Boston really struggle. You saw the Yankees, the closer for the Chapman. He really struggled in Atlanta. In fact, Boone had to come and get him. Cincinnati, Lorenzen in the middle relief came in, had a 4-1 lead, and they blew that. So keep an eye out on the bullpen. So one thing that if you are looking at today's card, look at which bullpen came in early yesterday, right? If you look at some of for instance, Tampa Bay, really good job by Kitten Ridge came in and shut the door. Kitten Ridge is absolute nasty. If you watch Tampa Bay game last night in Philly, Kitten Ridge came in the 8th and 9th inning and just you got a little a little scary there in the night, but I just felt we were never in danger, right? With the Tampa Bay. So keep an eye out on bullpens and see which starter. I'm gonna have to go back to the box score. I just didn't have time to do it this morning. Go back to yesterday's box score and see which bullpen had to come in early, right? And then really look at today's card and see if there's any weakness in the starting rotation that you don't think a pitcher is going to make it out of, like, say, the 4th inning, and then which bullpen is going to get really overused in the last couple of days, right? All right, so let's take a look here. All right, so let's take a look at some of the questions right here. So Gloria K, how you doing? Scotty B's in the house. Isaiah, how you doing, Isaiah? Scotty Bear, we got Sniper, we got Ed Drake. Sniper, would you recommend F5 rather than a full game, says Eddie Drake. Hey, are you ready to play a great morning? Absolutely. Hey guys, are the Giants and the Brewers going to win the World Series this year? Both teams love to fight and think the Brewers smoking bats. Kelton Wong, Christian Yelich, and the Greek freak believes. You know what, Eugene, I was looking at, there was a thing on MLB.com. It's like the March Madness grid. And what I saw, and I did my own fast projection, I'm seeing another Tampa Bay LA Dodgers World Series. I don't I don't know who's gonna beat the Rays. Houston maybe Houston. But I don't know who's, or maybe the Yankees. The Yankees are looking really good. Those are the top 3 I got in the American League, and then in the National League, I don't know who's going to beat the Dodgers. To be honest, I don't really know. Brewers, I just got a feeling that they don't have the experience when it comes to playoff time. So I think it's going to be Dodgers, Tampa Bay again in the World Series. Maybe I'm wrong. What do you guys think? If you guys like that, So all right, let's take a look at the horse racing free tip of the day. And today's track of the day is Saratoga. We're going to go to race number 1 today at Saratoga. And let's take a look at race number 1. And let's see where we're going to make some money. All right, I also agree, Tampa Bay Rays. What about the Yankees? Yeah, that's what I said. Yankees, maybe. Tampa Bay and Houston. Those are my 3 long shots in the American League. Jamaica's in the house. How you doing, Hummer? Hummer's Mikhail from Jamaica's in the house. How you doing, Hummer? Hopefully, man... Hey, what's the weather in Jamaica? I feel like we're in Jamaica here in Ottawa these days. It's like 30-some degree Celsius here. We don't do Fahrenheit. We do Celsius in Canada. It's really hot. I was talking to my buddy the other day, and he says, what's that in Fahrenheit? I said, I don't know, about 90, 95. He goes, that's nothing compared to down here. He was in Texas. So, yeah, well, you know what? When you're used to 4 seasons and, you get in the 30s in Canada, especially in Ottawa, with the humidity. The humidity kills you. That's what's really hot. But welcome to the show, Hummer. Glad to have you on board and for chiming into the bullpen. All right, so going back to race 1 here, $40,000 maiden claiming race at 1:05 post time today at the Springs in Saratoga. And the first race is 6 furlongs on the dirt. And we're going to go with Irad Ortiz Jr., Rudy Rod, the number 3 horse, 7-5 morning line on Rudy Rod. The number 2 horse, Point of Humor, with my guy, Luis Saez. I always say my guy because when I went to Gulfstream Park a few years ago, Luis made me a lot of money. So anybody who makes me a lot of money he's my guy now. So that's why I always say Luis Saez is my guy. Point of Humor, the 2 horse, 6-1 morning line. And Uncle Skeets with Jose Ortiz going in the 1 slot today with Uncle Skeet, 3-1 morning line. Your joker selection, it's not a long shot, but it's 5-2 morning line on the 5 horse. No burn with Alvarado taking a ride on the 5. Now, if you're going to play a exacta today at Saratoga in race number 1, I'm going to recommend 3-2, 2-1, 1-5 exacta box. And if you're going to go trifecta, 3-2-1, 5-2-1, and don't forget to box those horses. And if you're going to play any of our joker selection today, always recommend the Double Dutch betting system. So let's say you got a $20 budget for each race. Put 10 to win, 10 to place on the joker all day, all night. And this way, if he comes in second, he'll probably play more than the especially like say Rudy Rod here at 7-5. You get a nice long shot at 15-1 that comes in second. Guarantee you pays more just by placing than a 7-5 favorite. All right, those are your free tip sheet today, guys. If you're into horse racing, go to horses, go to free tip sheet, go to the pull down menu, and go Saratoga Springs, and you can get the entire tip sheet for free. Print it out, follow along with the races, and hopefully you guys will enjoy that. All right, let's go to, how's my sound, guys? I'm doing a sound check there. I know the sound's been up and down all day, but I think I got her figured out. Let's take a look at the computer picks for this week, and I'll run down some of the college football action. Like Thursday is going to be dedicated to college football, but I don't think we're going to do a lot of dedication this Thursday because there's only 6 games, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we'll talk about it a bit as we go. Can't believe the last time Dodgers-Yankee World Series matchup was 1981. Says nobody's perfect. Wow, that's interesting. Yeah, that's hard to believe, right? 81. Tommy Lasorda must have been the Dodgers skipper at that time, and who would have been the Martin, I guess, for the Yankees? The skippers. It'd be interesting to see who were the skippers are back in those days. Dodgers and the Yankees. I'm sure it was Tommy Lasorda. 81 had to be Tommy Lasorda, and I think Martin, right? Hi, Raymond. Excellent information. Thanks, says Luis Raul Calzada. Thanks you, Luis. Glad to have you on the show. You know what? And let us know if you're watching on YouTube or on Facebook. Now that we are live on Facebook, we'd love to find out if people are watching us on Facebook. All right, let's get to week 1 of college football. And I don't know if it's week 1 or week 0. You never know, right? But we'll call it week 1. Nebraska taking on the Illini Fighting Irish. Now you got Scott Frost going up against Brett Bielema for the Illini. Now Brett Bielema coming in, taking over from Lovey, who's now the DC in the NFL. I think it's Houston. He's went to be the coordinator. And Nebraska, Scott Frost, ever since he, I think it was Central Florida that he came from, UCF, man, having a rough time. He's only 12-20 at Nebraska. His ATS record, 14-18 against the spread since being with the Cornhuskers. And Bielema, overall, since 13 seasons coaching college football, he has a record of 97-58, 63% win percentage. Scott Frost, only a 38 win percentage at Nebraska. But looking at the away record for Nebraska, 4-11 on the road for Frost, and for Brett Bielema, overall lifetime when he's the home team, 64-20. Now he's got a pretty good ATS record. He's 78-71 ATS, and Scott Frost is 14-18 ATS overall, 44%. Now going into this game, the bookmakers have made the Cornhuskers a 6.5-point favorite. The over/under set at 55.5. ATS forecast, the computer pick, is going to lean with Nebraska, 34.1, 26.6, the over/under at 60.75. But I can tell you just by scouring all the sites and all the consensus sites, Illinois is a heavy public favorite, and it's for the reason I just told you, right? Brett Bielema coming in with a pretty good home record of 64-20. Nebraska, everybody's still saying, this is, could be a long, if Frost doesn't get it done this year, this could be, that's it after 5 seasons, right? So we'll see. But I think the over is where you want to go in this one. And you know what? I might go against the contrarian thinking. I do agree with the computer pick. I think Nebraska might be worth, I don't know if I want to lay 6.5 on Nebraska on the road. I like the over better, but I do agree with the computer pick. And if it does agree, 60.75, I'll take that in the over. All right, Hawaii taking on the UCLA Bruins. Now the Bruins an 18-point favorite. The over-under is set at 67.5. ATS forecast, computer pick, going to lean with the Bruins in this one. 40.3 to 20.9. The over-under is set here at 61.34. And looking at the next game, you got UTEP taking on New Mexico State. The Aggies. Now, I don't think the Aggies played last year any games, so this will be a couple years they haven't played. UTEP last season went 0-4 on the season. Keep in mind, right, a lot of COVID last year, so this is going to be a tough from an analytical point of view, keeping up with everything today, right? With all the the COVID records from last year. So looking at the computer pick, -10 is the favorite here for UTEP. The over-under at 56.5. Forecast going to go with Texas, El Paso, 38.8 to 35.6. The over-under at 74.5. Fresno State taking on the Yukon Huskies. Connecticut going into this one a 27-point road underdog. The over-under at 63.5. And looking at the over-under 63.5, the forecast 40.9 for Fresno State and 20.5 for the Huskies. The over-under at 61.4. Eastern Illinois against Indiana State. Indiana State 13.5-point home favorite. The over-under set at 50. And we do have Indiana State winning this one, 37.2 to 23.09. The over-under set at 60.34. Eastern Illinois, what's their nickname? It looks like maybe the Jaguars. Is that correct? Do you guys know that? Southern Utah going up against San Jose State, who had a 6-0 record last year in regular season. They're a 22.5-point home favorite this weekend. 56.5 is the total. And the computer pick going to lean with the Spartans in this one. 37.2, 23.09, the over-under at 60.34. And looking at the record for Brent Brennan going in his 5th season, 27-17-1 ATS for 57%. Brennan, the head coach of the San Jose Spartan. That is your rundown today of the computer pick for the college football week number 0/1, whatever it is. I'll have to probably look it over. But, so each day we're going to look at that and see if the line changes, and then we'll keep you up to date on the latest information there. CFL action this weekend, week number 4 of the Canadian Football League. And being Canadian, it would be a sin if I didn't really bring this up. I think they'd kick me out of the country here if I didn't talk about the CFL, right? But Hamilton taking on the Montreal Alouettes. Now, Vernon Adams Jr. looking really good so far this season. Now, they ran into a hot rookie quarterback last week in Calgary. And we'll see what's going to happen here this weekend. Montreal favored by 1. You're seeing a pick 'em at some places. Hamilton, they were the favorite going into the season as being the top dog in the Eastern Division. But they're out of the gate really slow. Jeremiah Masoli not looking good as the pivot. Maybe Dane Evans comes in this weekend. Might be a quarterback change this weekend. So keep an eye on that. Hamilton's got a good defense. Montreal, with stand back at the running back position, leading the second behind James Wilder. I do like Montreal in this one, but the computer pick is disagreeing with me. 23.8 to 21.6. The over/under set here at 45.51. Montreal 1-1 on the season, and Hamilton is 0-2. BC taking on the Ottawa Redblacks. My Ottawa Redblacks here in Ottawa, and Ottawa, we're in Canada we have. You know how you have Sobeys in the States? Well, we have Loblaws. And Loblaws' mottos is no names right now. And when I look at this offense, I see, on the receiving core, I see nobody. I don't see a lot of big names. I couldn't even tell you who the running back is because they're missing in action. This offense is very anemic right now. And if they don't, start getting some weapons on offense, they got a good defense. The Ottawa Redblacks have a very good defense. In fact, that's what's keeping them in every game. But they got to get more productive on offense. BC Lions 1-2 to start the season. -2 is the line here on the BC Lions. And Ottawa's first road game. Now, keep in mind, all the Eastern teams played on the road for week 1, 2, except for Toronto last week. But now they're starting to play back in the Eastern Conference. That's why you're seeing Montreal at home this weekend. Toronto was supposed to play Thursday night, but Edmonton's got some COVID situation. You're going to start seeing some more people in the buildings now up here in Canada. So hopefully we get a good crowd for this one between the Lions and the Red Blacks. Computer pick, though, right on the button. 23.8, 21.6. The over-under at 45.51. The last 2 games for the BC Lions went under, and so did the Ottawa Red Blacks. And again, Ottawa's got to get their act together on offense. Calgary taking on the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. The Bombers, to me, I think they're still the top team in the league, even though they lost last week in Toronto against the Argonauts. I think the Argonauts have the best offense up there with Edmonton. A lot of weapons, and but Winnipeg's defense, special teams, and if once they get Harris back in the backfield, I think Winnipeg's going to be tough to beat, and they'll probably the team to beat, defending champions, right? Winnipeg -5, the over-under at 42.5. Forecast going to lean with the Bombers in this one, 21-19, the over-under at 41.3. All right, those are your college football CFL roundup today for a hump day, August 25th. How you doing, folks? Are you having a good day out there, enjoying your coffee? If you're still in the Eastern time zone, or hey, what does Buffett says there? Not Warren Buffett, but it's 5 o'clock somewhere. Hey, Jimmy Buffett, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. Margaritaville. In fact, we went last time. You remember when we used to take vacations? Well, the last time I went on vacation was in Fort Lauderdale, and right there, the Margaritaville, right? And it's pretty cool the way they have it all set up. There's a stage right in front of the hotel. There's a splash pad, like you can do surfing. Man, hey, remember those days when we used to go on vacation? How nice it was. Hey. Oh man! But I gotta give Kayak the best commercials. If you ever see the Kayak commercial where the girl is I don't know, she's like tenderizing meat and she just goes nuts on an iPad. I get that kills me every time, that commercial. All right, let's take a look at the baseball games today for a Wednesday, August 25th. And again, folks, don't forget, if you are new to the Raymond Report, subscribe to our channel by tapping that notification bell in the top right-hand corner. And if you're on the mobile device, just hit the subscribe button. All right, game number 1, you got Detroit taking on the St. Louis Cardinals. John Lester going up against Tarek Skubal of the Tigers. And the bookmakers got St. Louis, a 139 favorite. The over-under set at 9.5. ATS forecast, your computer pick, going to lean with the Cards. In this one, 6.05, 4.09. The over-under at 10.14. Now, looking at last night's game, was a 4-3 win for the Cardinals, right? And you remember I said the team, they're really pressing. Miguel Cabrera, everybody was waiting for him to hit that home run. He had that home series and then went to Toronto, and maybe that's what they needed, right? Get that home run out of the way. And Detroit, what did they last night? It was a 4-3 final, right? I believe, 4-3 finals for Detroit. So we got to fix that there, the streaks. I'll have to talk to my programmer Pradeep, see what's going on there. But looking at today's game, let's go to our fundamentals, right? Let's always look at value. My line in the game, -141, and I got +141. So fair market value here on the Cards. The chances of winning, 58% compared to 43% of the Detroit Tigers. Look at the under. Anytime St. Louis at home against team below 500, 15, 27, and 4 to the under. They're 34 and 30 at home. And let's go take a look at some of the other stats down here. And let's see here for the Tigers. Total 7. Wow, that's a very, very low total. I don't, there's some teams you can associate with a line, a total of 7. I didn't think Detroit would be one of those teams, right? Skubal, 8-11, 4.02 ERA. John Lester, 4.6. Man, is this a mistake? Let me check with bookmaker here, because that total seems a little bit out of whack here. And, it could be out of whack because sometimes we do have some feed issues. So I'd rather be safe than sorry. So let me check with bookmaker right now. And what do you guys think? All right, baseball. Let's go MLB, Major League Baseball, Detroit. Unless it's a doubleheader. I don't think it's a doubleheader, is it? No, Detroit, interleague. Oh, total's 9. Okay. So it was a feed issue, so that total is 9. And what did we have up here? We had, 9.5. I don't know why this is showing 7.5 down here. All right, so a little bit of a feed issue. Yeah, we did have 2 games that had the same game number this morning, so that's why it threw a little bit things out of whack. But going into this one, Detroit against lefties, 13-8, St. Louis. St. Louis against lefties, 13-8, 10-11 to the over/under. At home, oh wow, look at this, 2-14. Is that correct, man? And see, this is what I mean. Every time you get a game feed, it really throws things out of whack here. Let me go to my database and let me just bring over something here, and might have to do a reset here. All right, let me bring over the database. Let's go to St. Louis. Actually, you know what? We'll go to the regular database. Let's go here. And let's take a look at the last 30 days in Major League Baseball. Yeah, we'll do at home. And let's go July 25th. August 25th. All right, let's take a look at the St. Louis down here. St. Louis Cardinals at home. 6-10. So, all right. So, we'll have to refix those stats. But looking at today's game, John Lester against Tarek Skubal. St. Louis coming off a loss. I don't know if I can trust Lester, though. Let me see Lester in his last couple of starts. 4-6, 5.46 ERA. 4-1. Yeah, you know what? Probably a no-touch. I'm not going to touch this game here today. I really don't like any. I don't like this one. All right, Kansas City taking on the Houston Astros. Let's take a look at this game between the Stros and the Kansas City Royals. Now, Houston winning last night. The final score was 4-0, and Kansas City won Game 1 of that series. And the over/under here is set at 8. Look at the line, 226. Computer forecast going to lean with Kansas City, 4.3 to 3.9. The over/under here is set at 8.32. Mike Minor going up against Lance McCullers Jr. Now, this total's way too high. I'm not going to touch that. Minus 200 was my line, plus 163. Kansas City, 7-3 in their last 10 games, 2-7-1 to the under. And looking at Houston's home record, 40-25. And let's see what they are as a home favorite this year, 38-23, averaging 5.3, giving up 3.77. And last night, 4-0 victory for Houston. And for the Kansas City Royals as a road dog, 20-36 on the season. Coming off a loss, 13-26. Nothing really standing out. 3-10-1 to the under in the last 30 days. But for Houston, I don't like playing totals in Houston because, it's a hitter's ballpark right there. 12-5-1 against American Central Division opponents. Coming off a home win as a favorite. Man, these are tough, tight lines here today. I don't like the total as well. Maybe the third game of a series, 12-5-0. Look at that, Houston. So when they finally figured out teams in the third game of a series and they're playing at home, 12-5-0 to the over. So maybe the over is where you want to go. I think you need better internet connection, says Sam. Why? What's going on, Sam? You can't hear me or nothing? Is there something wrong? Not sure what he means by that. I think you need better internet connections. I'm not sure what he means by that. All right. Let's go to the next game between Colorado and Chicago. Now, this is a doubleheader today. So, normally I don't touch doubleheaders because, there's 7-inning games. Yeah, I don't like betting totals in the doubleheaders, that's for sure. Or any time betting totals, especially when the game is tied in the 9th inning with the new rule. You can put somebody on second base. Now, the Zach Davies going up against Herman Marquez today of the Colorado Rockies. Looking at the Cubbies coming off a last night, they were a 6-4 win over Colorado. And let me see here, last 10 games, 3-7 the Cubbies, 5-5 to the over/under, 6-4 for the Rockies in their last 10, 4-6 to the under. My line on the game plus 162, and looking at Colorado plus 110, 62% chance of winning for Chicago, 61. I do like Marquez though today. Going up against Zach Davies. And let's take a look at Marquez's number in the last couple of starts. I know Marquez is much better at home than he is on the road. And let's take a look here. 11-9, 3.8 ERA. Coming off 6 innings in his 6.13 innings last game against San Diego. 5 hits. It was a home game, right? So let me see his last road game. 4 innings against San Francisco, 6 innings against San Diego, 6. So you know what? Not too bad. Let me see his away record this year. 3-7 away, 8-2 at home. Yeah, so a bit of a Jekyll and Hyde. 4.81 ERA, and it's Wrigley, right? Where's the wind today at Wrigley? Wind is blowing out 6 miles per hour. 1% chance of rain, so it should be a good day for the Wrigley faithful over there. But I'm not going to touch. I don't touch double headers, but I'll give you guys the computer pick. In game number 1, 3.58, 2.4. The over/under at 6.01. All right, let's go look at the Halos taking on the Baltimore Orioles. Baltimore on a big losing streak right now. When did you stream YouTube stream MLB? Since when did YouTube stream MLB? Oh, they've been doing it for a while. Yeah, they've been doing it for a while. It comes with picks. I think Casey Royals Astros game available today on YouTube. Yeah. Yeah, they've been doing it every now and again. They put a game on YouTube if you don't find it, and yeah, so you can get it there. It's sunny here in Chicago, says Gloria K. All right, Gloria's from Chicago. So there we go. Maybe I should start writing down where everybody's from, so this way when something comes up, we can have our correspondence there. So Gloria K, you're our new weather girl in Chicago right now. You can keep us track on, especially the wind, if it's blowing in or out at Wrigley, right? It's always good to know. All right, so the Halos, a -200 favorite today. The over/under set at 9.5. ATS forecast, computer pick, going to lean with Shohei Ohtani against undecided right now for Baltimore. 4.08, 3.4. The over/under set at 7.51. Orioles on a 19-game slide right now. There's no way you can touch Baltimore. I think the record is 23 in a row, so they're 4 games away from reaching that. I wouldn't say be a proud milestone because no one wants to be associated with that. But looking at the total in this game, Shohei Ohtani, hey, a.k.a. Babe Ruth right there, going today for the Halos. Total's 9.5. And when the total's 9.5, the road team here on Angels, 6-3 to the over. Now that game, what was the final of that score last night? 14-8. Is there any more runs left in that game? 22 runs last night. Normally when I see a game like that, I tend to lean to the under in the next game because what does everybody remember, right? They all remember the other. The sound is a bit low compared to the usual podcast sound. All right, let me see if I bring this up a bit. All right, I'll bring this up a couple decimal. How's that? Is that a little bit better? I brought the sound up just a bit. Let me know if the sound is a little bit better, Miss Denica. Yeah, I put it down because we were sounding like chipmunks there last couple of days. So let me bring up the sound. You guys let me know if that sound is a little bit better. All right, let me see here. 6-4 to the over against an opponent with a 40% win percentage. And second game of a series, 7-12-1. Yeah, I do like the under. You know what? I'm probably going to go against contrarian thinking here, but we got to see who's going to be pitching for the Baltimore Orioles. And that's a bit better. Better, says Josh. Your sound is fine to me, says Gloria. All right, so I just lifted up the sound, so I guess it is a little bit better, right? Let me check on my end. Yeah, so, okay, I think we're okay now. Much better. All right. Hey, thank you for the feedback because if you guys are out there, I don't know, right? So when I get feedback and if I can fix it, I will. Thanks, Ms. Denica. All right, Ms. Denica, I think you're from Toronto, right? I think she tunes in every day. So we got Toronto, we got Chicago, we got Minnesota in the house. Hey, we got Buffalo. There's Plant Base. Hey, Plant Base Junkie, Bills Mafia. How you doing, Bills Mafia? And or was it Boston? I can't remember. There's 2 guys. There's Plant Base. I don't know if he's from Boston or Buffalo, but I'm sure he'll remind me. All right, so I do like the under in this game, but again, I want to see who's going to be pitching for the Baltimore Orioles. Now, if you missed the opening today, we're talking about relief pitching last night in Major League Baseball. Some of the closers right now in the later month of August, they're wearing out. Like look at what La Russa did to Hendricks last night. Brought him into the 8. Yeah, Bills Mafia, right on. Hey, bring him into the 8. I don't think he's available here today. And then you had Chapman. Chapman now is 2 games in a row. He's been pulled in the 9th inning. You can't be a closer. But big. Who wants to be a closer in the Bronx when you're taking over from a Hall of Famer, Mariano Rivera, right? That's a tough gig to follow up. And then you had Cincinnati blowing a 4-1 lead, middle relief. You had Who else last night? The Tampa Bay, Kittredge looked great. I thought Kittredge played a really, came into the 8 and looked fantastic. And you know what? Again, I don't like when, I think that's what happened to Kalume last season in Minnesota. They brought him in too early in the 8th inning. I don't like it when they bring in the stopper, right? The closer, the Goose Gossage, the Riveras. I don't like when they bring him in the 8th inning. If you're a closer, you bring him in the 9th. You have a setup guy in the 8th, and then you bring in your closer in the 9th. You can't bring in your closer in the 9th inning and say go get 4 or 5 outs, right? To me, you're putting that closer in a really, really tough spot. So something to watch today, because we're seeing a lot of blown leads, and a lot of situational leads that could have been blown. But good thing if you had Tampa Bay last night, hopefully you cashed in. All right, Arizona taking on Pittsburgh. Still no line on this game, so I'm not going to really break this game because I don't have the correct information on the line. So nothing we say here is really going to make any justice. So, but looking at early thoughts. My gut feeling, my sports gut does tell me take Pittsburgh here. All right, let's take a look at Tampa Bay and Philadelphia. And too much pressure. Good insight, says Isaiah. And let me see. Hey, gang. Adam, last man's here. How you doing there, Adam? All right, so Tampa Bay, Ryan Yarbrough going up against Zach Wheeler of the Philadelphia Phillies. And I want to take a look at Yarbrough. I know he's been dealing with, I don't know if it was an arm issue, but let me see here. So he had a little bit of a break from August 6th to 18th. I don't know if it was COVID or if it was an arm issue. So let me see. He had COVID. So he's back from the COVID situation. Hopefully he's healthy and he's ready to go today. And looking at his last couple of starts, 5 innings pitch against Baltimore, 1 hit, 3 Ks, only 3 Ks. Prior to that, against Baltimore again, 9 hits, 5 runs against Baltimore. Wow. Yeah, not looking good right there. And then you got Zach Wheeler going today for the Philadelphia Phillies. And let's take a look at Wheeler's numbers. 10-8, 2.77 ERA, a whip of 1. And let's see what's the information here on Wheeler. Was tagged for the loss Thursday against Arizona, allowing 6 runs, 7 hits, and walked 6 across 6 2/3, striking out 7 in his last outing. Only had 1 walk against Arizona, at Arizona. And I think that was a game where Arizona won, right? I think Philadelphia got swept by the D-backs in that series. And then at Cincinnati, he went 6 innings, 4 hits, 6 Ks. And you know what? One thing with Wheeler that you like, he doesn't walk a lot. Last 4 outings, only 1 walk. Maybe the under is another go here today. Maybe the under, surprise, surprise, I'm probably going to be on Tampa Bay. 7-3 in their last 10. I got a feeling, is it just me or does Philadelphia look exactly like Boston right now? When you look at the Philadelphia Phillies, they got that same type of vibe that the Boston Red Sox have, right? It's just, you're losing that public confidence in them, that the thing I always talk about, right? The market psychology, how the public is thinking of Philadelphia. If you were to put Philadelphia on a scale of 1 to 10 on a team confidence level, what would be your confidence level on Philadelphia right now? I'd say they're like a 5, compared to Tampa Bay, which the confidence level is like a 7, a 7-8. I think Tampa Bay 7-3 in their last 10, 3-game win streak, coming off a win last night, 3-1, and it was nice to see Cruz, who got traded during the season from Minnesota to Tampa Bay. And when I look at, I always look at the players, their facial expression to see if they're having fun, right? To see if they're really, like, you look at some of these benches in Major League Baseball, and the one thing with the Toronto Blue Jays, I think because they're so young, they don't really know when to scale it down a bit. I think Vladdy is a great baseball player, but I think sometimes when you look at him, it's like, okay, settle down, Vladdy. Like, this ain't, you're not at the park here. Like, there's business to be done, right? There's a time to play and a time to have business. I think Toronto right now is too much play and not enough business. And when you look at a team like Tampa Bay, man, they're having fun, but they know when to take care of business. And that's the difference between a good team and a great team, right? A team like the Toronto Blue Jays, they're young, a bit immature at times. They with the jacket and all that. It's all cool, but it's not cool when you're losing. You don't bring the jacket out when you're losing. When you hit a home run, it's just you got to be you got to get the W. At the end of the day, it's all about getting W's. You got to get the win. And if you don't get the win, and if you've been involved in sports, you coach sports, and when you're playing on a losing team, you got to pick your spots to really express, you always got to have fun. But you can't be doing like Toronto, thinking that, when you look at a Toronto Blue Jays bench right now, you don't think they're losing, right? You think they're all having fun, they're winning. No, they're losing, but you can't be like that. So 100%. I know I'm going on a little bit of rant right there, a little bit of the coach speak, but that's how I feel sometimes when I look at these teams in the dugouts. I'm saying, why are you acting like that? You're down 6-3. Like, you guys are in a wild card spot. You shouldn't be doing and that's where I put it on Charlie Montoya. He's too nice. Sometimes as a coach, you can't be their friends. And I think, Charlie Montoya's got to really, walk that fine line of being their friend. And, being a coach today in this new age of, of sports, you got to be a social worker as well, right? But at the end of the day, you got to put your team in the best position to win. Now, Tampa Bay going into this one against the Philadelphia Phillies. Phillies 36-26 at home. Tampa Bay 37-25. And when I look at the Rays, man, the Rays, hey, to me, they're one of my favorite teams to bet on, because anytime I see Tampa Bay at minus 140 or less, home or away, man, it's how can you not take it, right? It's you'll win probably 7 out of 10 times. Now, in the month of August on the road, they're 7-3 to the over, so they've been playing a lot of high-scoring games on the road, and coming off a win on the road, 28-12, and that's an important one. Look at this one right here. When Tampa Bay is on the road, coming off a road win as a favorite, 12-4 in their next game, 10-5-1 to the over. Now, Yarbrough, he's been getting rocked a bit. He's been getting tagged a bit in his last couple of outings, but Zach Wheeler, let me take a look at his numbers again. In his last outing. So I want to see how many hits he's got against. Yeah, so 7 hits, 4 hits against Cincy, 2 against the Met, 8 against Washington. So both these pitchers have been getting tagged a bit here. Maybe the over is where you want to go. Tampa Bay over. You know my rule of thumb. If you like the favorite, you take the over. But the favorite is Philadelphia here. So I'm not taking Philly. I do like Tampa Bay, but I do like the over too. But again, how can you not take Tampa Bay plus money, right? Is it just me, or is that, what do you guys think? All right, I know what the dog of the day is. I know their dog today. Yeah, exactly. My Spidey sense, easy money, good, too easy, says Sniper. Well said. Thankfully, Rays as a dog this season been very profitable. Yeah, you know what? Seattle, San Francisco, Tampa Bay. Those are my return on investment teams, right? My Roy teams. Anytime I'm in a slump, and we've all been there, right? We've all been there. We've all had the a losing slump. Always go back to the teams that that do well for you. And to me, those teams, Seattle, San Francisco, Tampa Bay, those have been my my slump busters, right? All right, so I'm gonna go with the Tampa Bay, and I like the over though. All right, so let's take a look at those Chicago White Sox and the Toronto Blue Jays. Now, I got some really interesting numbers to show you guys. In fact, I forgot. Somebody kept me in line yesterday about posting the trends there. I can't believe you guys forgot about that. Let me go back here, and I'm going to show you a stat on Lucas Giolito. I got some really good stats here on Giolito. And let me go here, 80 dashboard. And I had to do a double take this morning because I wanted to see if this stat was accurate. Lucas Giolito on the road in the month of August in his career. Check this out. He is 11-0 in the month of August. When Lucas Giolito's in the month of August, 11-0 in his career. So that's pretty solid right there. So Giolito on the road, month of August. Cha-ching. Okay, let me take out the trends. I forgot to take out the trends. Let me go to the Blue Jay game, and let's take a look here. How are we doing for time here? All right, 43 minutes. Is the pick Rays? Yeah, I like Tampa Bay Gloria. Hey, Gloria. Reminds me of that song, Gloria, Gloria. That was my buddy's favorite song growing up in high school in the 80s. Hey, hope he's not listening. He'll probably be embarrassed if I said that. All right. Chicago White Sox taking on the Toronto Blue Jays. Robbie Ray going against Lucas Giolito. How do you go against Giolito when I just showed you that stat right there, right? Minus 118 for Robbie Ray. But Robbie Ray's been solid all year, man. Robbie Ray, He's had sometimes the team just fits with you, right? And for some reason, I don't know if he did a lot of training in the offseason, but he's looking really good. This can be a great matchup. You got Giolito's perfect in August on the road, and you got Ray, who's having a really good season. In fact, let's take a look at Ray's number on the year: 9-5, 2.79 ERA. And let's take a look at his last start against Detroit. He went 8 innings. He went 7 innings prior to that against Seattle. But the one thing with Robbie Ray, he hasn't won a game or had a decision since July 28th at Boston at Fenway, right? And when you look at Giolito really had a good start in Tampa Bay. In fact, I watched that game. It was a Friday night game, and Giolito was solid. I think they won that game. It was the only game they won on the weekend against the Tampa Bay Rays. I can't believe I went against Tampa Bay that night. I think that was the only game I bet of that series, and it was on Giolito. He went 7 innings, 8 Ks, no walks. Giolito had no walks in his last game, and she says, everyone sings that song to me. That's awesome. Brett Hall sings it the best. Yeah, nobody's perfect, says Gloria. Brett Hall sings it the best. That is the man. I wish I had the line of the day. I'd give you the line of the day there. Nobody's perfect. Okay, a drunken Brett Hall singing that song is the best. That's funny. I like that. See, that's what we love about the bullpen chatter guys and girls, right? They all have a good sense of humor. I love it. All right, so looking at today's game between the White Sox and the Toronto Blue Jays. Jays, again, we just talked about, right? They got to get more serious. You're getting in close to September, and you're in a wild card hunt. You got the New York Yankees just clobbering everybody, right? The Yankees, 11-game win streak now, 10 or 11. Man, it's looking like a Red Sox Yankees wild card spot there, but we'll see. Looking at today's game, Hendricks pitched 38. Through 38 pitches last night. I don't think he's going to be available tonight. You never know. But if Giolito doesn't give them a lot of innings, this could be a little scary in the later round. What's the over/under in this game? Over/under is 8.5. You know what? I know with 2 good pitchers going today, just knowing. But Toronto's bullpen. Now let's be honest. Toronto's bullpen has been pretty good. Romanow has been awesome. He's been good. So I don't know. I do like the White Sox. Giolito. Again, in the month of August on the road, 11-0, and 31-31 on the road. Let's take a look at some of the situational trends on this game. And let me see here. Coming off a road win as an underdog, 0-3. So when the Chicago White Sox are coming off a road win as an underdog, 0-3 straight up. And let me see, when they face an opponent with a 51-60% win percentage, 6-12. Now, did we go to the well? Can the White Sox go back to back? Toronto Blue Jays coming off a loss as a home favorite, 11-8, 9-8, and 2 to the over. As much as I love the White Sox here, I think I like the over a little bit better. I think I like the over just a little bit better. All right, had a great time yesterday. Our chat yesterday, Rippin and Creed and Nickelback, my co-hosts. So Del Howlett says, me too. I guess he's talking about the Brett Hall, right? I like the White Sox here. Don't like them, don't love them, but I think I like the over just a little bit better. That's if you got the offense. If the offense can get to both these pitchers, and with the bullpen, the White Sox yesterday, I think the over could be had here. All right, let's go to the next game. Boston against Minnesota. Man, Barnes has looked really shaky in his last couple of outings when he's coming in to close, right? And this is what I mean. Like, a lot of these relievers are getting worn down right now. You're getting into the month of August. You're pitching a lot of games right now. Boston fighting for their wild card life. And they had everything going, right? And then, they had, a 9-4 lead last night. And then they won that game 11-9. And it took everything to close that game. In fact, they knocked out Barnes, and then they brought in someone else, and was able to get a pop-up? So very good, really good games last night. This is what I love about baseball, right? It's like the NFL. You got 15 games in one night. It's pretty awesome. All right, let's take a look at the line on this game. The Red Sox are a 151 favorite. I had them listed at 167, and Minnesota 148. You're getting 141. Bailey Ober was a 6'7" guy for the Minnesota Twins. They're 8-5 when he starts. 8-4-1 to the over. And for the Boston Red Sox, 6-4 in their last 10. That's a quiet 6-4. I thought it was a little worse than that. But 38% chance of winning for Boston, 78% for the Twins. and the Twins on a 4-game losing streak. I do like, you know what, Pavetta's going, though. You got Pavetta. Let me take a look at his number here so far. 9-6, 4.43 ERA. And I'll take a look at Bailey Ober's number in just a second. So Pavetta didn't even make it out of the second inning against the Yankees. 4 hits, 4 runs. So he should be rested because he only pitched, 1/3, 2/3 last inning. Then he Baltimore, Toronto. This is you know what? I'm still gonna go with Minnesota. I do like Minnesota in this one. I think again, just like Philadelphia, right? I think Boston, Philadelphia, they're the same team. They're just from a team psychology point of view right now. I think they've lost a little bit of their confidence, and they're scoreboard watching, right? They're looking at the standings, and I think they're struggling in that aspect. 40-25 at home this season at Fenway, and let's take a look at some of the numbers here on Minnesota. The over could be worth a look here too. See a lot of overs right here. Let's see what the under says. Minnesota coming off a loss, 16-26 on the year. If that game went over the total, they're only 4-12, but 11-5 to the over. So the over looks good again. Boston this year on a 2-game win streak at home, 7-3 in their next game, but 2-8 to the under. So we're seeing a couple unders right here. The last 40 games, you can see somebody just came in here on Facebook. So again, welcome whoever came in on Facebook. You'll see like a little zombie right here. That's pretty cool. Left-handed pitchers, Boston 17-11 at Fenway against Southpaws, and in the last 30 days 9-5. But I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna go probably with the Minnesota Twins right here. Probably gonna go with the Twinkies right there. All right, let's take a look at the next game here between San Francisco and the New York Mets. And let me see here. All right. Just wait till it refreshes. San Francisco, man. 8-0 last night. Hey, who saw that coming? 8-0 last night against the New York Mets. Taijuan Walker today against Johnny Cueto of the San Francisco Giants. San Fran 7-3 in their last 10. 3-7 to the under, where New York Mets, again, I think you can put the Mets, the Phillies, and the Red Sox in the same, you can take the same players, put different uniforms, and it'll probably be the same outcome, right? 2-8 in the last 10, 3-7 to the under. My line on the game, I had look at that. I had San Francisco at -194 in my daily market value index, and I had the Mets at +117, and you can see they're -118. So the Mets are overvalued. I don't know how you take New York here. If you do take the Mets, it's that uncomfortable pick, and when they're at home at Citi Field against those teams with a win percentage of 60% or higher, they're only 3-6 this season, right? But you look at the over-under record this season against those teams, 2-6-1. Johnny Cueto against Taijuan Walker. What's the total? Total is 8.5. Yeah, you know what? Maybe the total is where you want to look in this one. A lot of games have gone under for the New York Mets, and when they tend to face these teams with great pitching staffs, maybe the under is where you want to go again. If if you had the under last night, you lucked out, right? It was 8-0 in what the was it the 7th inning or something like that, or it was 5-0, or it was 6 or 7-0 in the 4th inning. I know it had the way it started, it looked like it was going to go way over the total, but sometimes when you hook them, sometimes you get a little lucky, right? The new San Francisco Giants, 23-14 as a road underdog this season, and when they're coming off a road win as an underdog, 11-6. Wow, that's pretty good. So the Giants, 23-15, coming off a win on the road, and when they're playing in the second game of the series, however, only 10-10 on the road. New York Mets, now they've been struggling a lot here. If you look at the last 30 days at home, 6-9, and if you look at their coming off a second game of a series, 7-12-2 to the under. I'm gonna go with San Fran again, and again we're getting. Oh, I forgot to do the SBI. I forgot to look at the SBI, but I saw the unders. I saw the underdogs winning last night. Let me go to the trends on this game. I'll come back to the trends with the 80% club in just a few minutes. Let me take a look at the New York Mets in San Francisco. And if I forget to do the trends, guys, let me know, right? Let me know if I forget to do the trends. Number 4 games. I'm not officially on the Twins game over today, though. I lean Giants for sure. Yeah, Isaiah's from Minnesota, so he would know, right? The Giants 8-2 in his away team, coming off an 8-run win the last 10 years. That's pretty solid right there. Any current season trends? The Giants 8-3 on the road in the month of August, and when they're coming off a game 1 of a series and they're pick 'em the 120 road underdog, 8-3 to the over for the Giants. So doesn't go with my unders. The Mets 12-3 as a pick 'em the 120 home favorite, coming off a game that went under the last 5 years. And this season, when the New York Mets are coming off a home team, coming off a loss versus the left-handed pitchers, 9-3 straight up in their next game. So interesting little tidbits right there on today's game between the Giants and the New York Mets. And let's set the table for the next game. And but you know what? I do like probably the under here. And there's no way I can bet the Mets. Not when you're getting this late in the month of August, right? And the Giants, the Giants are, to me, it's like the Utah Jazz was in the NBA. They kept looking over their shoulder to see who's going to keep coming. But unfortunately, Utah didn't win. But I think they did win the division row. All right, Giants taking on the Mets. Let's go to Texas against Cleveland. And Gloria K says, I like the under in the Giants 8.5. Yeah, I agree with you, Gloria. Sounds too easy, says BJ. Or BJ. BJ Parrish. Dodgers, Brewers, Giants, the White Sox, Rays, and Angels. Could the parlay of the day really be this simple? That's a good one. So BJ Parrish says, can the Dodgers, Brewers, Giants, White Sox, Rays, Angels be that simple? That's a tough one. You know what? It looks really good on paper, right? But when you look at the SBI, eventually the underdog's got to start winning. Zach Plesac going up against undecided today of the Texas Rangers. I don't see a starting pitcher right now. I'm seeing Jake Latz maybe, right? Maybe Jake Latz. Cleveland coming off a loss last night to the Rangers 7-3. And Texas 16-47 on the road this year. And if you look at their last 10 games, 4-6, 7-3 to the over. And I had the Cleveland Indians as minus 117. And you can see they're 185. And let's take a look at some of the other numbers down here. Texas Rangers coming off a loss this season, off a win, 6-12 in their next game, 4-8 as a road underdog win if they're coming off a road underdog win. You know what? I'm not I'm not laying, what's the line on this game? Minus 185. I can't lay 185 on Zach Plesac. Maybe the totals where you want to lean this one. Let's see what the trends are saying. The under is 10-2 for Texas as a 160-180 road underdog in the second game of a series the last 2 years. And for the Tribe, I'm going to get some water here. All right, the under 9-1 for Cleveland as a 180-200 home favorite, playing in the month of August the last 4 years. So you can see we do have a lot of trends pointing towards the under between Texas and Cleveland. All right, let's take a look at the next game, and the next game we'll get our stats ready. Had the over in this game between Washington and Miami last night. Unfortunately, we came up a bit short. The final was 5-1 final for Washington. Still no pitchers yet assigned. Let me see what my source says here. It could be Edward Cabrera against Josiah Gray of Washington. And let me take a look at some of the numbers. Minus 104, so basically a pick 'em. 2-8, Miami on an 8-game losing streak. And for Washington, winning 5-1 last night. The chance of winning the Cow, 80% compared to 62 for Washington. And normally Miami plays pretty good at home, but the thing with losing streaks is, it's tough. It's like trying to catch a falling knife, right? When are they going to get out of that losing streak? I think if you're going to look at this game, you look at the total or maybe Washington, right? I know Fetty went last night. So look at this. Washington on the road this year, 7-0 straight up. Pretty good. They like hump day, right? Must be getaway day. Is this getaway day for Washington? Who do they got next? At Miami? Nope. So they got one more tomorrow. And this will be game number 2 of the series. And when Washington's on the road in the second game of a series, 7-13, 12-7-1 to the over. And when they're coming off a road win as an underdog, 4-9 in their next game, 7-15 coming off a win. For the Marlins coming off a loss at home, 14-18 in their next game, but 5-4 coming off a loss as a home favorite. So, you know what? I'm going to check some stats in just a few seconds. One thing I like to do is in the last 30 days, home or away, going with the favorites, see how home favorites have done and see if anybody's streaking in that regards, right? Let's take a look at the trends in this game. The under is 12-1 for the Nationals, a pick 'em to 120 road favorite versus National Conference opponent, the last 3 years. And for the Miami Marlins, 8-3 coming off a loss against a National League division opponent this season. So, again, Miami 8-game losing streak. I'm not going to touch that. It's tough to go against teams that are streaking, right? It's like the Yankees yesterday. Who's going to go against the Yankees these days? They're in a zone right now, right? They're in a good zone right now. All right, let's take a look at Cincinnati, Milwaukee. Lorenzen didn't hold the fort for us last night. I really thought Cincinnati was looking good. I thought they were going to get that. And then they started showing Giannis Antetokounmpo. He was at the game. I think that fired up the crowd. Hey, we'll blame our loss last night on Giannis, getting us the loss last night. Hey, it looks like he's having a lot of fun up there in Milwaukee, especially winning an NBA championship. That'll do it to you. Brandon Woodruff going up against Luis Castillo today of the Cincinnati Reds. Now, Castillo, let's take a look at Castillo's numbers in his last couple of games. And where is Luis? Luis Castillo, where are you? Cincinnati. Maybe it's a little lower. Here we go. 7-12, 4.35 ERA. Brandon Woodruff, 7-7, 2.48 ERA. Luis Castillo's last start. Luis went 7 innings, 8 hits, 1 run, 7 Ks. Really good outing against Miami. Then he went 6 2/3 against the Phillies, 8 Ks, 2 walks. So pretty, up and down this year, right? Luis 9-16 when he starts for the Reds, and when Brandon Woodruff goes for the Brew Crew, they are 15-9 in his starts. But also look at this: when Castillo goes for Cincinnati, the over is 15-9-1. So Cincinnati 6-4 in their last 10 games, 4-6 to the under, where the Brew Crew are 7-3 in their last 10, 6-4 to the over. Minus 207 is the number here on Milwaukee. Minus 119 is my number. So you can see that you're getting good value today on the Milwaukee Brewers on the DMVI, the Daily Market Value Index. The Kogo's at 31%, so that means a 69% chance of this game going under the total. And looking at Cincinnati, 4-2 against those teams above 60%. But you know what? I really thought with that division angle last night, remember we said Milwaukee on the road against division opponents, they're really good. Not so much at home, but they got the win yesterday, and now we're gonna see who are the pretenders and contenders getting late into the month of August, September. That's when pennant chases go, right? Cincinnati 2-4 when the total 7.5, 5-1 to the over. I do like the over in today's game. I do like the over today between Cincinnati and Milwaukee, and the Brew Crew. Second game of a series when their home team 10-10, 8-9-3 to the over. And they are 6-4 in their last 10 games. All right, yeah, Reds bullpen is very bad. Yeah, we saw that last night for sure. Not good last night. Hey, not good. Brady Hoke would say when he found out Urban Meyer was coaching at Ohio State. He was being interviewed, and he said, "What do you think of Urban Meyer? Being new head coach at Ohio State? Not good," he says. Not good. Hey, if you guys watched that interview on Don Patrick, that was pretty funny. All right, the under 10-2 for the Reds is a plus 140, 160 road underdog, coming off a game where they scored exactly 4 runs in the last game. I want current season 10. Let me get current season. Any current season trends here? No, it's all last couple years, right? Not seeing. All right, let me see for Milwaukee. 9-1 as a 160, 180 home favorite versus division opponents the last 2 years. As a 160 to 180. What about current season? Anyone? The Brew Crew 8-2 as a 160, 180 home favorite against. Yeah, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough to go against Woodruff today, but I think the over is where you want to go. I think the over is where you want to lean in that game. How are we doing on time here? 102. Not bad. Not bad. All right, let's go next game between LA and the San Diego Padres. Now the Dodgers winning last night. Didn't see the final. Was it 5-2 or something like that? I thought the final was 5-2 Dodgers. Let me check. Milwaukee, it says Steph 30-24 as a home favorite. Yeah, you know what? Milwaukee's been a good home favorite. Reds 24-20 straight up as an underdog, right? So, Steph, that's good stats right there. So he says that the Reds are 24-20 straight up as an away underdog. So if you play the percentage game, right, that means they're winning every second game as an underdog. So could be another spot here for Cincinnati, right? If you look at that. Last night's game, 5-2 for the LA Dodgers. Now the LA Dodgers, just like the Yankees, really hot, 9-1 in their last 10. San Diego You can throw that, you can have a bus and put San Diego, Boston, Philly, and what was the other team I said you can throw in there? What was the other team I was saying they're playing? Oh, the Mets. All these teams, they're like, the Padres, Mets, Phillies, and the Boston Red Sox. And this is why when you do handicapping, I always look from a cycles point of view, right? There's always, when you look at the standings, everybody can't win together, right? And this is why you got to find these cycles. And that's where I came up with the Raymond Report, these 3-tier cycles of your elite, your middles, and your, below 500 teams, right? And if you just play with those cycles, and you can streaking, if those teams that are streaking, good or bad, you can find value in those cycles, right? And I think San Diego is going through a bad cycle right now. In fact, they are bearish. They've been bearish for 9 days. And when I mean bearish, they're either 2-5, 1-6, or 0-7 in the last 7. They're 7-3 against opponents with 60% or higher win percentage. So they do have a good home record against these teams above 60%. However, that was at the beginning of the year. They fired their pitching coach earlier in the week. Things are not going good in San Diego. And when you start firing coaches at the end of the year, that's not good. Two things are going to happen. And let me tell you one thing, it's not good. So to me, the Dodgers here, I think you got a sinking ship right now in San Diego. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for the Padres. 5.02, 2.72, minus 136, I think is a gift. I had minus 196. I do like the Dodgers here. I think we're getting a good gift. Dodgers 13-2 as an away team coming off a game that went under the total. So give me the Dodgers in this one here today. All right, the last game before I start losing my my voice. Staying off. Woodruff looked bad last start. Yeah, maybe take the over, right? Nobody's perfect. Maybe take the over. So we talked about this one. This is the second doubleheader. I don't touch doubleheaders, so check the latest for the forecast. All right, let's go to the 80% Club. I promise you guys I go to the 80% Club. And let's see if the trends are your friends today for a Wednesday, hump day, August 25th. Again, I'd like to welcome everybody watching today on our Facebook. Today's the first time we are live on Facebook. In fact, I'm going to bring up to see our Facebook page to see if we are still live. And hopefully you guys are watching today on our Facebook page. And if you're new to the Raymond Report, just go to Facebook.com/Raymond Report, and you can find us each and every day. Yeah, there we are. We are live here on our Facebook page, so on the Raymond Report. So again, see, we're branching out. We're going into different platforms. So it's pretty good to see the Raymond Report growing. And I want to thank everybody that watches each and every day here. It's the show is about, it might be the Raymond Report, but it's what everybody involvement, right? People don't come just to see me. They come see the people in the bullpen. They want to chat. It's a social, right? We're all going through a really tough time with COVID. People are not traveling. People are, probably a little bit depressed. And hopefully the Raymond Report just brightens your day up for an hour or two. And that's, hey, you know what? All of us is stronger than one of us, right? That's one of my sayings I always tell our football team. One of my favorite sayings as a football coach, I always tell our team is think of a chain, right? Think of a strong chain. And if you got a weak link in that chain, then the chain snaps, and then you don't have a really strong chain, right? And that's how I think of the Raymond Report. Everybody who participates, we're all a link in the chain. And the more links we have, then the stronger the chain gets, and the stronger the Raymond Report and the community gets, right? And hopefully we all help each other, and that's what we're trying to do right here. All right, 80% Club. These are some of our top stats here today at the Raymond Report. The under 12-1 for the Nationals is a pick in the 120 road favorite against National Conference opponent the last 3 years. The over 10-1 for the Boston Red Sox as a home team coming off a game where they scored exactly 11 runs for in the last game. And they score a lot of runs at Fenway. The Brew Crew 9-1 as a 160-180 home favorite versus division foes the last 2 seasons. 90% trend right there. And the Padres, I don't know if I'm touching this one though. Like I said, sinking ship. The Padres 9-1 as a home team coming off a loss versus Southpaw this season. And let me see any more other good ones. The under we already talked about that one. Let me see any the overs. No, don't like that one. Nationals, Rangers. All right. The under 10-2 for Texas as a 160-180 road underdog. The second game of a series the last 2 years. And let's go one more for the road. Hey, let's go one more for the road. And let me go down here. The Giants, 8-2 as an away team, coming off an 8-run win the last 10 years. Wow, that's, hey, talk about going out on a high note, right? Going out on the high note. Yes, I'm confused today, says Gloria. All right, let's take a look at the old 80% club. And we have so many stats and trends at the website. If you want to get confused, just get a membership and go in our trends clubs. Hey, I'll confuse you real quick. Lucas Giolito, 11-0 in the month of August on the road. Hey, we talked about that. Zach Wheeler as a home team the month of August. Look at the under. 12-3 to the under, going up against Yarbrough. Cleveland. So the Cleveland Indians as a home team during the month of August. Second game of a series, coming off a loss against an American League West division opponent. 10-2 to the under. And let me take a look at the other ones here. Colorado, minus 120, 140. Road favorite, totals 9. Third game of a series, 10-2 to the under. The New York Mets as a pick on the 120 home favorite during the night game the last 2 years, 2-8-2 to the under. And finally, the Houston Astros, not the Rockets, the Houston Astros, minus 220, 240, home favorite in the month of August versus lefties, 10-2, but I'm not going to recommend that. Maybe you throw it in a parlay, like BJ Parrish says. You know, it's probably a good day to bet favorites and parlays. And let's take a look at some of the Minnesota home or road last 4 years, coming off a game that went over and lost by 2 runs or more in the last game, and they are 0-3 in the cycle, 11-2 straight up. I do like Minnesota here today. Yeah, so. All right, there you have it. That is the Raymond Report today for a hump day on August 25th, our first day on Facebook. Again, folks, thank you everybody for watching today. And again, a couple of notes. If you are interested in the Raymond Report for college football, NFL, CFL, Major League Baseball, NBA, right now we're running a promo. And if you sign up, use promo code, just like you see right here, FB21, keep it all in one word, no space. FB, F as in Foxtrot, B as in Bravo, 21. Get 20% off your next membership package. So if you're buying a monthly, it'll be $19.99. And if you're getting the year package, it's normally $99, but you'll get it for $79 for the entire year. And yeah, that's at atsstats.com. And don't forget to sign up for the World Series of Handicapping.com Pro Football Contest season number 10. And we are already going into season number 10. It's $25 entry. And if you win the contest, you win the cash, $1,500. You get the Barron Championship rings. In fact, look at all these beauties right here who've won the ring in the past. We've had 10 winners, and we honor everything here. As you can see, everybody got their rings, everybody got their cash, and you can play today at the World Series of Handicapping.com. And also, don't forget, follow the top pickers at bullpenpicks.com. Where's Eddie O? I haven't seen Eddie today. Normally, Eddie just comes in, says hello. So I'm going to say hello to Eddie because I know he's always watching. Eddie's a good guy from Montreal. Patrick Klein, having a really good run. Patrick, keep it up. Gas House Gang. And there's Ronnie Ray, 8-7 yesterday. And guys, I will put in my picks earlier this afternoon. Still some game. I'm still undecided, so I don't want to force anything on the air. But you can get all my picks each and every day right here at bullpenpicks.com. All right, folks, have yourself a great rest of your day. As always, shop for value. Play those percentages. I'll see you back here on a full Friday. That's a Thursday to you and me, folks. Cheers.